Guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. So today we are going to do another Happy Mail project. This is with the collaboration with Mandie, who is Mandie's Place here on YouTube. This week we are going to do these flower packages. It's super cute. So I did not do my signature bow. I'm trying to get away from the paper topper with the bow. So what I did is I used a piece of this it's actually kitchen drawer liner that you get from Walmart in a roll. I used that in a tag that I had from the paper collection Stampin' Up! Fanfare. So this is another cute way just to send some goodies or some happy mail. Inexpensive because, you know, if you buy flowers at the store, they're usually like $5. These are just using scraps and items you have around your house. You know, like I said, the kitchen drawer liner. So I'll take this out so you can see. You can make these flowers using any type of paper. Like I said, my dog is gonna fight over something. I don't know. Let's get the lighting. There we go. Like I said, I used some kitchen drawer liner that I had left over from when I lined my drawers. I used some vellum here. I used some tissue paper down here. You can use anything you want. I just used some plain cardstock here, and then I used the paper collection here. On this backing, I just took a piece of the paper from the collection and I laminated it. And then here's what I was talking about. Instead of my usual topper with a bow, I just took a piece of the drawer liner and cut a part on there. So I'm going to show you guys really quickly how to make these flowers. You guys may already know how to do them, but in case you don't, I will show you. For these particular flowers, I use the 6-petal punch. I think it's Stampin' Up! It's called the Blossom Punch. But you can use your scallop circles. So the tiny ones here, I used the small scallop circle. It's an inch and a quarter. You can use your the medium one, which is 1 3/4. Or you can use your super big ones. It doesn't matter. It's all going to work the same. I just use a 6-petal punch to get this look. So let me show you how I do it. All I do is I punch out 4 to 5 layers. So if, for instance, these have 3 layers of paper and 2 layers of drawer liner. So the thicker your material, the harder it is going to be to cut through your layers. This is pretty thick cardstock. This is the artisan cardstock from Country Craft Kreations, so it's a little bit thicker. It's a little bit harder to work with, but I'm going to show you a trick to make it a little easier. I'm just going to, just to give it a little bit of dimension, I'm just going to take an ink spot and I'm just going to ink around the corners. This is water soluble ink. It's going to give me a really cute effect when I'm done. You'll see. So I'm just brushing it on. You can use your Tim Holtz inks. I just don't have any Tim Holtz in a light pink. You can just give it a little smush in the middle if you want. So, and I'm not really focusing on getting the edges exactly. I'm just trying to get some color on the petals. And like I said, it's water soluble, so when we break down the fibers, this ink is just going to blend right into your flower. And I like to do this with yellow paper and vintage photo Tim Holtz. It makes it look like a real like dandelion, or a not a dandelion, like a mum color basically. It's really cute. Okay, so as I'm getting, some layers are going to have more ink than the others. It just depends. I like to have a variety of some petals with lots of ink, some with, you know, just a little bit, kind of like real flowers. It doesn't really, there's no rhyme or reason, honestly. Okay, one more layer, guys, and then we're going to build our flower. And again, no matter what medium you use, you're going to do this the same way. Like I said, you can use cardstock, you can use designer paper, you can use kitchen drawer liner, you can use vellum, acetate. Acetate's actually, you wouldn't do the crumpling steps that we're about to do, but you can just layer it. What else can you use? I've used aluminum foil, I've used specialty paper. Specialty paper like this, it is a little bit more difficult to work with because it's not as pliable. Or like this one, it's too pliable because it's like a, think like aluminum foil. So sometimes it's hard to work with. So all you're going to need is a spray bottle. This, if you don't have just a regular spray bottle, this is just water. Here's another spray bottle I got at Walmart for cheap. This is actually has my shimmer mist. If you don't have just a regular spray bottle, feel free to use your shimmer mist. It's going to give you the same effect. What you're going to do is just lightly spritz the paper. You don't want to soak it wet, but you just want to lightly spritz it so that way you can crumple it like this. And those crumple lines just help you work with it a little bit better. And the thicker the cardstock, the more water you want to put on, but you don't want to soak it because you're going to tear it. Tears are not going to be a devastating end-all of your project, but they are annoying. So, and I'm just squirting mine off camera because the first one I squirted at my computer and I don't want to do that. So, and you see how the ink is just blending in, and I'm just, not even a full spritz, just like halfway. You just want to mist it. You don't want to soak it. And if you don't have any spray bottles or any shimmer mist bottles, just have a little cup of water and you can just stick your fingers in it and kind of flick it on there. Or honestly, wet fingers would probably just do it. All right, last two. So you're also going to need either some brads or a stapler. I'm going to show you the stapler method because my stapler is right here and my brads are not easily accessible. It doesn't matter if you use brads or a staple. If I want the brad to show, like if I want to have a center to the flower, then I'm going to use brads. This one I used a brad. You can kind of see that brad in the middle. I used a brad on that one, but these two I just used staple. Maybe not. I think I used a brad on this one. But the little ones I definitely use staples because you know you have to use your small brads, and I only have a few small brads left. So after you crumple all of your flower layers, hi, sorry, my dog just popped out of nowhere. Kind of just let them dry for a second. They don't have to be completely dry, but you don't want them wet either. So what you're going to do is just pick out which ones you want on the top. I want the one with the most ink on top, and I want the second one with the most ink on the bottom. And then everything else you're just going to offset. That's why I like these 6-petal flowers. It's easy to offset. When you use your scallop circle punches, you still offset. You do the exact same method here. It's just, you know, a little harder to see where to offset. Okay, so you're just going to take your office run-of-the-mill staple. I think I got this at the Dollar Tree. You're going to try to find the center as best as you can and just staple through. So the more layers you have, the fluffier your flower, but you have to remember the more layers you have to work with. So what you're going to do is just take this layer by layer and you're going to just pull it up over that staple into a shape. Now I tend to make this weird diamond shape with mine. I don't know why, but don't do that. It's like, I think because the way I pull it up and pinch it, it makes it diamond. So I try to like make it round. So you're just basically pulling all the layers up and I'm mashing them in at the bottom around that staple. Just keep going. You're just trying to get these like, the more creases the better, honestly. Okay, so we're going to keep going up and we have one more layer. So while you're smashing it, you also want to make sure you're not smashing the petals backwards, if that makes sense. So see how I'm going straight up? You don't want a petal to go like this, because then it just looks wonky. You want it to go straight up into itself. Okay. So I'm just squeezing it around. Just kind of, it just looks like trash right now. And now you're just gonna, I like to hold it in my middle finger and my thumb like this, and take my other thumb and just, you know, rough up the edges and just kind of pull it down while I'm trying not to bend those individual petals the wrong way. It's a lot of work. Not really, you see it's coming quickly. Okay, so I like to take my tweezers at this point and just kind of go through and just kind of correct any petal that I feel needs to be corrected. Just kind of pulling it out just a little bit to your desired shape. I just want it a little bit more fluffy around the bottom, so I'm just going to fluff those layers out. And again, pull in any wonky edges inward. And you see how I'm taking it, I'm like just twisting and pinching. You just want your petals to look as realistic as possible. You don't have to fuss with them this long. I'm just showing you different ways. I would have been done, but I'm just showing you different ways on how to make your flower. So this one is just like an open carnation. Let me see if I can get this coloring in camera. So see how that tiny little pink just made it like a carnation. Isn't that gorgeous? See, those ends are just cute pink, super cute. It looks like a carnation. What I did on my background paper, I don't know if I said it with this one, but I just laminated some scraps and I put it in the clear bag. Well, okay, so first I popped these up on a pop dot. Well, I don't know where my pop dots are, so I'm just going to use my foam roll. So I just put some foam on the back so that way my partner can use them. And then there's actually a glue dot. I just put a glue dot down and put that right on top. So it's easy to pick it on and off when your recipient receives it. So like I said, you can do any color, any medium. This is actual tissue paper. You guys can see that. Tissue paper is a little harder to work with because it's dainty, so you have to be very gentle with it. And you need, when you're cutting out the petals, you need several layers to go into your punches. This was Shimmer Effect cardstock. So this was a little bit harder to work with. The first video that I did, somehow it deleted, but I showed how to do this one. But these ones tend to hurt my hand because this is a 110-pound weight cardstock. So you really have to get it wet and really manipulate it. So I just don't want to do that right now. But you can do it. So this is 110 specialty paper, tissue paper, regular cardstock, and kitchen drawer liner. You can, like I said, you can use vellum. I use vellum in the one that was up there. Really anything you have, get out your scrap bin and anything that will fit in your punches, make a flower out of it. And it's gorgeous. Super inexpensive gift to send as Happy Meal or to put as goodies in a goodie bag. So far we have we got one more. So far this is what we have. Oh, I do have one more. For the collaboration, I do owe, at the end of this collaboration, those of us who participated in all 9 weeks, we will be swapping the stuff that we made. I just have one more. This is actually week 6, but what I made for week 1, I put in a swap. So yeah, so far this is what we have. And here is another flower that I used just the same paper as the box, and I put stickles on it. So it's very beautiful. Very easy to make. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye!